West to Water Sports, ahoy, welcome back. Super Rugby continues this big triple header. Back to back to back. We just saw an absolute cracker between the Hurricanes and the Fijian Drua that went all the way down to the wire. We can only hope for the same again here between the Highlanders and the Blues. If the Highlanders can put up the defensive effort that they put against the Waratahs last weekend, it should be a very close game. For those who joined in for that game, you'll know that I was very impressed with the Highlanders' defense and probably deserved the win, to be perfectly honest. But you've got to play for the full 80, right? You must play for the full 80. And the Hurricanes, the Highlanders, my apologies, just fell short. Geordie Aussie, ahoy, welcome back. You need the Blues to win. I've tipped the Blues. Make no mistake about it, I have tipped the Blues, but don't be surprised if during the course of the night you do see me cheering on the Highlanders. I've always had a soft spot for the Highlanders. The Blues have probably, in all honesty, been my least favourite of the New Zealand Super Rugby teams. And I certainly would not begrudge the Highlanders a big victory here at home against the Blues. 100% of the vote has gone to the Blues to win this game. That's insane. I think it'll be a bit closer than that, but we'll see. I've not been right very often this weekend. Well, tonight. I was very right last night, wasn't I? We got our first same-game multi to hit for season 2025. It was a good one. It was a big one there with the Reds and the Moana Pacifica. Looking for another one to come through here. Speaking of which, the multi is kind of outlandish. We've got Mark Talea, Patrick Tuipulotu, and Tava Nawai. Tava Nawai. As they are performing a respectful haka here. Yes, indeed. Connor Garden-Bishop. And a big show of respect here. The Highlanders performing the haka. Quite the emotional moment. Highlanders, Blues ready to get underway. Not much of a turnout. I'd be interested to see the crowd in this one. Matty Colkin. Can we go around the grounds? Can we go down to our sideline reporter, Matty Colkin, and just find out, Matty, if you've got the information available to you there? Have you got the crowd for this one? Actually, there's a lot of people over on that far side. Maybe they've just closed off parts of the stadium, which is what I was suggesting happen at Suncorp Stadium. Nick Berry, the official tonight. He's a good referee, Nick Berry. So should be a good, free-flowing game. I find that referee Nick Berry is not over-pedantic. Geordie Aussie says you should buy the winner of the Six Nations jersey. What do you want me to buy all these jerseys for, Geordie Aussie? Geordie's got me buying all the jerseys of all the winners of each competition. Underway here, Highlanders versus the Blues. And the Highlanders receive the kickoff. The Blues go deep. The Highlanders set up just on their 22. Box kick clearance from Fakatava up towards the halfway line. And Harry Plummer's got it here for the Blues. Christie, Riccatelli charges up 40 metres out. Finley Christie back for the Blues this week, of course. back in a starting role. There's Bowden Barrett up in the line, sending it across to AJ Lamb. Now, quick ball. Here's Talia. Tries to get on the outside, but the Highlanders' defence numbers up. Still 40 metres out. Not a lot of metres made. As Papali'i takes it forward. Opportunity over to the left. Penalty advantage here. The Blues go quickly down the short side. And away goes Suafoa. 22 out over on that far side. Touchline. Tuangafasi sets up another phase. Loose ball there from Finley Christie. So the referee says we'll have enough there, boys. We'll come back for the penalty. 40 metres out, about 10 in from touch. We have another Fakar Zaman situation. Yes, the number 9 for the Highlanders, Palau Fakatava. Harry Plummer is going to put this into the corner. Two minutes gone, and it's been all Blues so far. Setting up their line-out throw 15 metres out from the Highlanders line. Riccatelli waiting for the call. Goes to the middle, uncontested. Tui Pelotu takes it down, and the rolling maul is set. They've got good shape on this, the Blues. Marching forward, 5 metres out. Penalty advantage. Who's got it at the back there? They must score. Oh, it collapses half a metre short. Now they've got to get it out of there, the Blues. They do. Diving towards the line. They must be millimetres short here. Finley Christie picks it up and plants it over. The cheeky little ranger from scrum half just picks it up and plants it over the line for the first try. And much like the last game, one team has got off to an electric start. Five points to nil. Finley Christie with the opening try. And of course, we're having one of those days where just none of the multis are going to hit. The Highlanders just not getting numbers in around the ruck on their own try line. Simple in the end for the Blues. Bowden Barrett with the conversion attempt. Puts it on target, his first kick, and the Blues lead 7-0. 4 minutes gone. Couldn't have asked for a much better start than that, the Blues. Finley Christie with the try. Bowden Barrett with the conversion. And I really, really do hope this is not one-way traffic. The Highlanders get us back underway. Tui Pelotu brings the ball down. Dylan says you'll be drunk before the Brumbies game. Perfect. Absolutely perfect here on the Waste of Water Sports. Christie with the box kick clearance up over halfway. Taken well by Tane Robinson. There was a lot of pressure on that take. He's done extremely well to come down with it. And the Highlanders now look to mount some sort of attack from their own side of halfway. Down the short side they go. Bobbling the ball into contact. Does well to hold on to it. And the box kick now from Fakitava. Down as far as Plummer. Just outside their own 22 here. Bowden Barrett keeps it alive. And here is Tangitau. Tangitau breaks upfield. Up over halfway. Over the 40. Pops the basketball pass over the top. And Tanielu... Rico Ioane, is tackled by Taniela Talau. Tuipulotu through the hands. Now it opens up for the Blues. They're 10 metres out. Staying on the short side now. Mark Talea is caught. Driven backwards in the tackle by Finn Hurley. Wraparound play with Barrett. Setting up AJ Lamb in the midfield. Christie goes out to the left again. Beauden Barrett opens up half a gap. Can't get the arms free. 10 metres out here. The Highlanders counter ruck. And it's been lost forward by the Blues. Good defence in the end there by the Highlanders. Geordie Aussie says, is Beauden Barrett related to Geordie Barrett? Yes, so there are 3 Barretts running around. 3 Barretts running around in New Zealand rugby. Geordie Barrett, Beauden Barrett, and Scott Barrett. And it was quite a spectacle when all 3 were playing for the All Blacks. It certainly made it very interesting calling the game when you had to actually specify which Barrett you were talking about. Seven minutes gone, 7 points to 0 Blues. Highlanders, a defensive scrum on their own 22. Under a lot of pressure early. The Blues have given away a penalty here. All the game has been played down the Highlanders' end. This is an opportunity now to clear as the front row collapses. And the Highlanders can get it out of here. Tane Robinson clears up over halfway. And finally, they'll get some ball inside the Blues territory. Assuming they win the line out. They've still got to do that, of course. McKenna with the throw over the back. Highlanders maintain possession. Held up in the tackle. That's my boy, Tavatanawai. Up over halfway they go. Nice inside ball from the number 9, Fakatava. Gilbert takes it 40 metres out here in front of the post. They go to the right. Wraparound play. And now the fullback up in the line. Hurley tries to put the fend on. But it's well defended. Caleb Clark was out there, not drawn in off his line. Penalty advantage now as the Blues get hands in the ruck. The Highlanders can mount an attack. Second phase ball here. Knocked down by Talia. This could be a yellow. They have to determine whether that was deliberate or not. Penalty to the Highlanders anyway. Blues with hands in the ruck. All the way over the other side of the field. I think it's fair to say Talia was genuinely going for the intercept there. It'd be very harsh to... Oh, Patrick Tuipulotu. That's what you get for trying to take Big Patrick out of the ruck. And the Highlanders put it into the corner. 9.5 gone, 7 points to 0, the Blues. Their first attacking raid inside the Blues 22. Can they come away with something? HIA there for Salamau, who decided to take on Patrick Tuipulotu and came off second best, maybe even third best in a two-man fight. I don't think Tuipulotu's done anything wrong there. He was just bracing himself for impact. Anyway, it's a big throw to the line out here. Vikenna goes to the middle. Highlanders have the ball. Rolling maul set. 10 metres out. McKenna's got it at the back now. Fakatava wants it, but it's getting a bit scrappy. The ball collapses and the Blues have won the turnover here. Fakatava, the ball was there. He let it stay in. He could have released it, let it stay in just a little bit too long, and then it got all scrappy and he lost his way. Scrum down for the Blues. Well defended there at maul time. Ten and a half gone. Geordie Aussie, a quick change in your fantasy team. Latrell out, Dylan Edwards in. Dylan Edwards is a very good pickup. He's in my team. Scrum resets. I've gone for a more all-round team. I've kind of shied away from a lot of the superstars in my NRL fantasy squad. I'm hoping to have time to do a video about it anyway and promote our fantasy competition a little bit in the lead up to next week. So hopefully I get a chance to do a video about it. But yes, I've kind of gone for a more all-rounded squad rather than focusing on the superstar names. That said, I do have a few in there, of course. Scrum down, holding firm at the moment for the Blues. They win the penalty as the front row pops up. Boring in there, the Highlanders front rower. Ethan de Groot. But this game is definitely balanced out. Touch finder for the Blues up towards halfway. 12 minutes gone. And off the back of that penalty, they will have the line-out throw. About 30 metres out, their own side of halfway. Throwing to the middle. Cameron Suafoa puts it back. Finley Christie in there. Lined up out to the right here, this near side. The Blues, nobody over on the left. Now they've got a few players out there. Wraparound play, and the pass is in behind Barrett. He has to go back and retreat to collect it. Highlanders look to drive in over the top, but it's still there for the Blues. Renata ducks the head down and drives forwards. Told to use it now, Christie with the box kick. Up over halfway. Hurley's under it. Sends it back infield. Here come the Highlanders looking to counter-attack. Tavana Tanawai. Can't get on the outside. Still there on the halfway line. Highlanders ball. A pick and go. Thought he spotted some space there, Lasaka. As the Blues drive over the top, play on. Papali'i and Tui Polotu do extremely well. The counter-attack is on now. Bowden Barrett out wide. Sends it back in field for Lamb. Lamb spots half a gap. Just holding onto the jersey and bringing him down there. A try-saving tackle by Hugh Renton. It's still on for the Blues now. Out to the left. They've got a 3-on-1, but that's a shocking pass. A mile forward. Try has gone begging. Matty Colkin says it's funny how Ben Hunt plays for the Broncos now. Yes, I did a YouTube video talking about Ben Hunt coming to the Broncos. The League Lounge, episode 1 of the League Lounge. The number 13 there, Rico Ioane, shocking pass. I mean, for somebody of Rico Ioane's experience, really poor effort, it must be said. Yes, Ben Hunt will, of course, be wearing the number 6, presumably, when the proper season starts as well, whilst Ezra Mam is out for being a naughty boy. A very, very naughty boy. Scrum down here for the Highlanders. 40 out from their own line. They attack the short side. Gilbert cuts back in field. Fakatava throws a loose pass out into the midfield. Bounces up kindly for Withy. And Fakatava now the box kick. Into space. In behind Bowden Barrett. Doesn't find touch. Barrett from inside his own goal line thumps this up towards halfway. That is a monster of a kick. And they've gone quickly, the Highlanders. And it's been intercepted by Tuangafasi, who knocks it on. And it'll be a scrum down for the Highlanders. I wonder if they just thought that Tuangafasi wasn't capable of reacting as quickly as he did. Seemed weird to take the quick line out there in that situation. Geordie Aussie says he should have got banned completely. I mean, let's be honest, Geordie, if it were you or I, even if it was not a first grade player, I reckon if it wasn't a first grade player, they would have got banned completely. So why should it be any different? But anyways, I've spoken at length about it before. I won't get into it again. But yes, absolutely. Absolutely got let off very, very lightly. Scrum down here for the Highlanders on halfway. Out the back they go, and the space was there, but it's been left behind. A knock-on execution has really abandoned the Highlanders here. They've had opportunities. 16 minutes gone, they've had opportunities. But it's the Blues, 7-0. Attacking scrum now for the Blues. Just inside the Highlanders half. In midfield, they've got options left and right. Bowden Barrett is standing immediately behind the scrum. Finley Christie told to use it. He's got to release it now. And they go left. They actually had an overlap, but Rico Ioane is swamped. And they've lost a lot of meters here, the Blues. They have to pile in to try and wrestle momentum back. And Barrett in behind the ruck, puts the chip in over the top. Fakatava gets back for it. And Fakatava clears. Back upfield, taken on the full inside the 22. And the returning kick from Plummer. Up over halfway and pushing the Highlanders back inside their own territory. But it's been a bit of a scrappy game, this one. Neither side really being able to finish opportunities. The Blues, of course, have scored one try. But it's been a bit of a messy old game. Highlanders throw to the line-out. They go to the back. Well taken. Fakatava now clears it into midfield. And they're lined up to the left. They'll have a go again here. Cut-out pass right onto the chest of the number 11, Caleb. Tangitau is away. Brought down 40 metres out as the Blues scramble. Barrett skips back to fullback. Loose pass again in midfield. And they've lost a lot of metres here, the Highlanders. Tavanawai on the outside. Pops the pass back infield. It's still on here. Gilbert gets on the outside. Brought down by Christie. 30 metres out. Scrappy ball. Penalty advantage, though. Fabian Holland crawls to the 22. Fakatava goes quick out to the left. Dunshea straight up the middle. They're 10 out now in front of the posts. The Highlanders, it's on for them. Front foot ball. 5 phases, still penalty advantage. Bakitava wants the troops over on the left, and that's where he goes. Vikenna to ground, stolen by AJ Lamb, and will come back for the penalty. Right out in front. Maybe they take the 3 here. This is a gift 3-pointer. Take some reward. Oh, it's not a gift 3-pointer. It's out a little bit more wide than I first realised. Surely they have a crack at poles, though. Yes, they are. I mean, it's still easily kickable. 22 metres out and about 15 in from touch. It's still a relatively easy kick. Not bang in front like I thought it was. But this should still see the Highlanders on the board. Taking his time lining this one up. The number 14, Sam Gilbert, has the kicking duties. And he's on target right down the middle. That extra bit of time lining it up certainly paid dividends. 7 points to 3. The Highlanders on the board. A HIA failure. Solama'u. He will not be back. Told to use it. Pakatava's got it at the back. The box kick clearance up over halfway. Taken down by Plummer. And the Blues back in possession. Riccatelli losing ground, and a rushed kick straight down the throat at the back of Hurley, who puts it out on the full. Has he? Yes, he stabs it, and it's out on the full. Poor execution there, Finn Hurley. We come all the way back to the Highlanders side of halfway. Over the top of the line out. It's not straight, but it was not contested. And straight up the middle goes Plummer, gets the offload to Dalton Papali'i. They're 5 metres out. Numbers to Burn on the left. The pop pass for Beauden Barrett. And Barrett scores under the posts. And Barrett is still down. He's copped a blow to the head. Second try here for the Blues. Well, has Satutu got a hand on that? They might have a closer look at it. But Dalton Papali'i with the big charge up the middle set the tone for that play. Beauden Barrett plants it down through 3 Highlanders defenders. We talked about the Highlanders defence. The Highlanders defence needing to be as solid as it was against the Waratahs last week. It hasn't been, as Barrett converts his own try. And it is 14 points to 3. Well, Matty, I just don't know where you would find a yellow card in that scenario, in what happened. Like, he did it to himself. Solama'u came flying into the ruck to try and clear out Patrick Tuipulotu, who just braced himself for impact. Didn't do anything wrong. And Ma'u, I'm afraid, just went in completely recklessly. If we're talking about the same incident. Finley Christie with the box kick clearance up to halfway. Talia's up to win the battle in the air. A lot of space out here on the left for the Blues. Plummer looking for Barrett, but it spills backwards. Pressure defense, that's more like it. McWennell plants it just outside the 22. Papali'i, it's still there for Finley Christie. Fires it back now for Plummer to clear. And gets good purchase on this. Inside the Highlanders 40. Hurley runs it back to halfway, puts it straight up the middle. The bomb, contestable, spills it forward, and Beauden Barrett now has got some space to work with. Lamb keeps it alive, and now here goes Rico Ioane. Puts the foot down, steps back in field, pops it back for Christie, who toes it back for Plummer. It's still alive. Satutu to Papali'i, through the hands. Edge-to-edge stuff for the Blues. 40 metres out from the line. Tui Pelotu out the back to Plummer. Barrett changes direction and kicks in behind the line. This will be taken on the fall. It was poor kick. And Tangitau now clears straight up the middle of the field. An eternity here for the Blues. They go the high ball. Plummer contests his own kick. It falls for the Highlanders. And they have it just inside their own half. 26 minutes gone. Dunshea, 5 metres short of halfway. Told to use it now. Fakatava puts the kick in over the top, the little box kick. And it's spilt into touch by the Blues. A net result there for the Highlanders in the end. Geordie Aussie says the NRL has a script. Why? What's happened, mate? Let's see. Let's bring the score up. 0-0 at the moment. There between the Broncos and the Bulldogs. As the Blues are in possession. 45 metres out. And back on the attack. They've had a lot of possession down this end of the field. Box kick, looking for Talia. Puts pressure on, but well taken at the back by Tangitau. And the Highlanders can set up a clearance. Fakatava fires it back. Finds Tane Robinson. Robinson clears straight down the middle. Barrett lets it bounce. It sits up nicely for him at the back. And now he kicks in behind the line. Barrett finds space. Gets a nice little backspin on it, but it sits up for Hurley. Hurley puts on the afterburners. Kicks back in field, but he's deemed to be in touch. Line-out throw here for the Blues. Just inside their own half. It was a good opportunity. Put Ben Donaldson in my next multi. Okay. Who else should I put? I don't really know enough about these. Hang on. I'll see if I can come up with some suggestions myself as well. Blues win the line out. And they have possession just their own side of halfway. Geordie Aussie says the NRL has a script because Souths play the Dolphins first round Friday night. Tapped back by the Highlanders. And now the kick downfield by one of the big forwards. You don't expect to see that. Barrett returns with interest. Taken on the full by Hurley. He runs it up to the 40, puts a little chip in over the top, looking for the bounce, gets the bounce. Finn Hurley puts the get down, goes for the corner, and Finn Hurley scores. A great individual effort. Finn Hurley, heads up play, spotted some space in behind the Blues defensive line. Needed the bounce, got the bounce. And that is a fantastic effort by Finn Hurley, a great solo effort, and punishing a poor kick by Beauden Barrett. In and away he goes, puts the head down and dives over in the corner. Poor kick by Beauden Barrett, and it goes punished. The pace shown there by Finn Hurley, that was impressive. All right, Rugby Union, Super Rugby Pacific, Brumbies versus the Force. Jason Callaway, ahoy! From the sideline, the conversion is pushed out past the near upright. And it remains 14 points to 8. So, Tazano's in my fantasy team. So let's put Tazano in. He's in my fantasy team. So it would be great all round if he got in. Markets. Highlanders retain the kickoff. 14 points to 8. The box kick clearance here for Katava. Up to the 40-meter line. Lost back by White. Play on Talia into play scrum half. And the Blues have it. Just inside the Highlanders territory. Christie's got it at the back, fires it out for Harry Plummer to clear. Well, a crossfield kick hasn't got a lot of distance on it, a lot of height. An injury concern here now for the number 11, Tangitau. He went up for that ball. He's fallen awkwardly. And a knock on will come down for a scrum. Highlanders with the feed, and Tangitau still looking a little bit ginger in back play. The video referee says no try. "32 minutes gone, 14 points to 8. The score here, Blues versus the Highlanders. Scrum down for the Highlanders. They bind. Set. And we will reset as the scrum collapses. Finn Hurley and Beauden Barrett, the try scorers, and Finlay Christie as well. Two tries to one. The Blues over the Highlanders. Thoughts on the Broncos jersey? Haven't seen it. Let me have a look. Let me pull the game up on my phone. Scrum sets. Bakatava told to use it. Brings it out into midfield. Robinson. Up inside the Blues half. Nowhere to go. Renton puts the head down, drives forward. Penalty advantage. Penalty advantage. And we come back for the penalty. The Blues pulling players down at ruck time. Isn't that the normal Broncos jersey? It's a little more maroon, isn't it? There's a lot less yellow. The Broncos usually have a bit more yellow in it, don't they? If I'm remembering correctly. This one's very... It almost looks like... From sight on, you could easily mistake that for the Queensland State of Origin jersey. looking at it side on. I would like to see a bit more of the Broncos yellow featuring in the jersey, personally. Yeah, it's a little bit plain. It's a little bit too Origin. But I mean, I wonder if that's just the preseason. I wonder if they'll go back to the regular jersey when the season proper starts. Defunk says, depends how many mistakes the Blues make, Jason. Answering Jason Calloway's question of can the Highlanders win. And I'll also add to that, Defunk, probably depends how well the Highlanders can defend in the second half. If they can display some of that defensive resolve that they showed against the Waratahs and keep the game tight, there'll still be a chance. Fakatava brings it down the near side for Dunshea. Renton back to Robinson, the wraparound. The Blues defense holding firm in midfield. 5 minutes to go till the halftime break. Fakatava pops the short ball up for Vikina. And Vikina goes to ground. Now they've got space again. Hurley on to Tangatau. Cuts back in field. They hold him up and drive him towards the sideline. The Blues, monstrous defense. Great defense from the Blues. 3-man tackle, driving him over the sideline. Line out throw here for the Blues. Defensive one. 4 minutes to go till the halftime break. Riccatelli hits his mark in the middle of the line out. And the Blues in possession. Satutu takes it up to the 22. Finley Christie with the box kick. Clears up over halfway. That's a good kick. Up towards the halfway line. Highlanders lose it over the top of the line-out, but it's been knocked on by the Blues. So they'll have the knock-on advantage. And Fakatava opens them up, straight up the middle. He's got support. And running towards the line, a try-saving effort from Bowden Barrett brings Lasanga down. Still there, though, for the Highlanders. Vikina in front of the post, 5 meters out. They go right. Tavatanawai dives towards the line. One bounce and sets up. First try number 2. Sam Gilbert scores in the corner. Sam Gilbert scores in the corner, but it was all from Falau Fakatava making the break from the base of the ruck. He spotted some space, throws the dummy, and then opens them up. Had support. Viveni Lasaga. Bowden Barrett with the try-saver. But then ultimately they just had too many numbers. Here come the Highlanders. 14 points to 13. Kick to come from the sideline. And once again, not a single tick off my multi. From the sideline, Gilbert to convert his own try. It's holding line, just hooks off to the left. And it remains 14 points to 13. Defunk says Tava is such an exciting player. I reckon this is a very exciting young Highlanders team. Penalty to the Blues, though, obstruction, and an opportunity at 3 points. It's a long way out on the sideline. But with just over a minute to play until the halftime break, you would think they would have the shot. And we're going into halftime with 0 ticks off the mark. Oh, they're putting it into the corner. Yes, I like this because this is an opportunity for same-game multi-ticks. Didn't Connor play for the Highlanders? Not really sure, mate, to be honest. Geordie Aussie says, what league rule do you want in Union and vice versa? I would love for Rugby League. We'll come back to that. As the halftime siren sounds, the Highlanders have the rolling maul set. It's going sideways, told to use it. And they do use it. Riccatelli breaks away from the back of the maul. Highlanders bring him down 5 meters out. Can they hold on? Lamb gets into scrum half. Keeping it in tight for now. McWennell with another carry. They're just playing for a penalty advantage here, the Blues. And over the top, Tava, what's his face? Tava Nawai. A huge play. Gets in over the top of that ball and wins the penalty. Well, he can score tries. He can win turnovers. Is there anything he can't do? And Robinson puts it into touch and says, that'll be it. We'll take it to halftime. Thanks. We are happy enough with that performance. 14-13 at the break. And it looks like we've got another exciting game on our hands. Pronounced. Timo, that's not helping. I appreciate it, but it's Timothy Tava Nawai. Okay, so I was saying exactly as it's spelled. I was calling him Timothy. Timothy. The C is a TH in Fijian. Okay, so Timothy Tava Nawai. How was that? Now I've just got to be able to say that. Now I've got to be able to say that quickly. Otherwise, it takes me the whole half to get his name out. Still no score here between the Bulldogs and the Broncos. And apparently both teams have fielded full-strength lineups. $14 points to 13 at halftime. Let's have a check-in at how my Super Rugby Fantasy squad is doing for this round. Super Rugby Fantasy. Now, Geordie Aussie, your question. To answer your question there, mate. Dan, what league rule... Yeah, what league rule would I want in Union and vice versa? Let's see. There we go. So, what league rule do I want in Union and vice versa? Well, the most obvious one is I would love to see scrums, actual scrums, back in Rugby League. That's the most obvious one. Contested scrums back in League that can be borrowed from Union. In terms of something from League that I would like to see in Union. Probably not a whole lot, in all honesty. Trying to think, if I have to choose something, what would it be? But from from Union to League, the most obvious one, contested scrums. How fun would that be? Seeing contested scrums back in Rugby League. League rule that we could see in Union. I'm drawing a blank on that one. Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Donaldson, Tizzano, and Wright, you reckon, for the next one? Paddy Colkin. I'm thinking, Geordie, I'm thinking something around restarts. Like restarts in rugby union. If you ground the ball in the end goal, it's a goal line dropout. But now it's the same in. That's the same in rugby league. Yeah, I've got to say, I'm drawing a blank going back the other way. But from union to league, I think that one's an obvious one. All right, my Super Rugby fantasy team. We've done pretty poor up front for this one. Tamati Williams only got us 6 points. Riccatelli's got a 17 at the moment. Still a half to play. Tawanga Fasi's been pretty quiet. Karifi did well, got us 45. Roygard got us 85. I wish I had him as my captain. Naholo got 68. But it could have been so much more damaging if I had Roygard there as my captain. Talia has only got a 7 at the moment. And a noticeable lack of Highlanders in my squad. Oh, Bowden Barrett's in there. He's got me 31 at the moment. And I've got Williams and Tizzano in the next game. Williams and Tizzano in the next game against the Brumbies. And I've got Crichton coming from the bench. Hopefully. Hopefully he gets a good lot of game time. It was a bit of a risk putting him in there, but I was out of budget. I had to go for him. All right, Wasted Water Sports halftime here. We'll have a quick break. We'll be back for all the second half action right after this. Blues versus the Highlanders. All right. Geordie Aussie says, we're only, hang on, we're only 222.71k behind the actual wide world of sports. Wow, that's a long way off. I dare say that we won't ever be catching up to that number. You know what? Honestly, I'd be happy with 10,000. 10,000 subscribers on YouTube would be officially it would overtake my gaming channel, and it would officially become the best channel I've ever had on YouTube. And it would have done it in smaller time. Who's this walking around in the sheds in their underwear? Yeah, so I think 10K is a realistic aspiration. $14 points to 13 at halftime here. It's been an intriguing first half. Again, much like we saw from the previous game, which was also a close one. Oh, no, Defunk. It was in the Broncos-Bulldogs game. Somebody's wandering around the sheds in their underwear. You'd have to say that the most likely culprit would be Reece Walsh. Son of a bitch can't keep his clothes on, that bloke. But then why would he be off the field with 14 minutes still to play? So, 14 points to 13 here, as I was saying at halftime, another close one. And much like the last game where we saw the Hurricanes go out quickly, and then the Fijian Drua just stuck with them, ended up taking the lead into the break. We have seen it happen here too. The Blues got off to a quick start, scored early. The Highlanders just stuck with them, and they've almost taken the lead. They would have taken the lead with the sideline conversion, but they've hung with them, and they could come out in the second half and put on a good effort. So they've done really well, I think, to hold on here to 14-13. The Blues, they looked very threatening at various periods throughout that half. And we've got game on here. Game on. Again, back-to-back cracking games in the making. I do have a multi on this game, Sean Hewitt, but alas, no ticks yet. Mark Talia, Tava Tabanawai, and Patrick Tuipulotu, my 3 anytime try scorers. Tava Tabanawai is gone close, but Mark Talia and Patrick Tuipulotu have not looked likely. Tuipulotu was always an outsider. Basically, what happened was I had a big win last night. The Queensland Reds Moana Pacifica multi got up, so I had a big win. So I'm really going crazy, big odds I'm throwing down now on the profits to try and make it more profits, you understand? Yes, so multi for the next game. Let's have a look. I like Tizano because Tizano's in my fantasy team. So that works for me on multiple levels. So, I want to have Tizano in there. Carlo Tizano. Let's put him in. What about Harry Potter? How can we go past Harry Potter? The Force are only going to get so many tries, aren't they, to be honest? I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. Tom Wright's a good one. I like that. I like that suggestion. And Ben Donaldson, you said Matty Colkin. Excuse me. My voice just left me. It's going to be an interesting game, next one. Reed Nichols, Saturday, FMG Stadium. Waikato Super Rugby Chiefs versus ACT Brumbies. Very cool. Reed, are you off to that one, are you? Heading off to that game? All right. Yeah, Tizano, I like. Tom Wright. Should I do 2 and 2? What do you reckon? Should I do 2 and 2? 2 for the Force, 2 for the Brumbies. Because I kind of want to put Harry Potter in, just because his name's Harry Potter. But Ben Donaldson was my suggestion. Well, Ben Donaldson. Oh, wow. Okay, I'm settling for that. Okay, Tizano, Tom Wright, and Ben Donaldson are odds of $40.90. And I'm putting $10 on it. I'm settling for the 3. That'd be a $409 return. Yeah, let's do it. Okay, Tizano, Wright, and Donaldson. Let's do that just for a little bit of a laugh. Second half about to get underway. I love that. $10 wager, $400 return. That's what I'm talking about. Second half underway. Has my TV moved or have I moved? And a knock on from the kickoff by the Blues. And the Highlanders, carrying that momentum into the halftime break, will now go straight on the attack. Jason Callaway, I think the Brumbies will win, but I do believe it will be a close game. We already saw one close game today. We're looking likely to have another one here. And I wouldn't at all be surprised if we get a third one tonight. The Brumbies and the Force could go down to the wire. It's been a great day of Super Rugby action. Scrum down for the Highlanders. They go straight on the attack. This is a glorious opportunity for them. The scrum sets. Fakatava sends it out into midfield. Tackled in front of the post, 15 out. Staying on this near side, Holland takes it up. Now, Vakena. Up to the 22 they march. The number 18's on the field there, Kortai, if I'm saying that correctly. Blues in illegally. Tui Pelotu gives the penalty away, and the Highlanders will take the lead, surely, with a gift 3 points out in front. This is a gift 3-pointer right out in front of the post. Right out in front, 22 meters. Sam Gilbert should have no problem with this. And the Highlanders look likely to take the lead here. AFBOCC, ahoy mate. The Highlanders faithful, willing this one over. It's bang in front, it's right down the middle, and the Highlanders lead. 16 points to 14. Oh, it is game on here. This is going down to the very wire. And I, for one, am here for it. Jess Steph 2024. Ahoy there from Papua New Guinea. Cheers from PNG as the Blues get us back underway. Talea brings the ball outside the 22. Fakatava has it at the back of the ruck. Dan Jam, ahoy mates. Fakatava with the box kick up towards the halfway line. The Blues are under it. Plummer taps it back. Rieko Ioane spills it. And the Highlanders will come away with it, will they? They get the scrum feed. Boy, the Highlanders are absolutely pumped up here. They're carrying all the momentum. And Rieko Ioane with another uncharacteristic error. So Danjam, you missed a cracking contest between the Hurricanes and the Fijian Drua that went down to the wire. Hurricanes try with half a minute remaining to win the game. Four minutes gone in the second half. Highlanders scrum feed 40 metres out from the Blues line. Just in from touch. Blues are making mistakes as well. Yes, the games have had a lot of similarities, haven't they? I think that's fair to say. The two games so far today have had very, very similar cycles. The favourite racing out to an early lead. Let errors creep into their game as the intensity of the underdog forces them into mistake after mistake after mistake. The gritty, determined effort that they put in, eventually snatching the lead. Can they go on with it, though, the Highlanders, where the Drua were unable to? This scrum goes down. And Fakatava releases into midfield. Robinson around the back is Hurley into space. In away from Christie. Passes outside to Tangitau. Pops the ball back in field for Sam Gilbert. But he's had a foot on the line. A foot on the touch line has saved the day for the Blues. A defensive line-out throw 10 metres out. But a brilliant set-piece play there from the Highlanders. They ripped the Blues defence apart. And that's well called there by the touchy. Right on the spot. And the right call. Finlay Christie with the box kick. Clears up towards halfway. Gets good purchase on that. And it will be Highlanders ball. Line-out throw. Just short of the halfway. Six minutes gone in the second half. And it's had a little bit of everything already. Well, Finn Hurley, the fullback for the Highlanders, they've got a promising young team here, the Highlanders. Two tries apiece. As the Highlanders come down with the ball from line out. Talea. Held up. Looks to get the ball free. Does. Tana, what's his name again? Tavanawai. That's it. Tavanawai. I'll get there eventually. Up to halfway. Withy. Loses a couple of meters, but does plant it back. The box kick incoming here. Fakatava. Pops it in over the top. Barrett's under it. Takes it, and he's crunched in the tackle as soon as he gets to ground. Highlanders look to drive over the top, but the Blues are there and defend their line. Christie sets up the box kick. Slightly skews it. Not a lot of meters made, and it falls for the Blues, but the Highlanders are there to meet them. Christie goes quickly out to Barrett. Fires it across to Plummer. And now Rieko Ioane goes to ground. Highlanders in over the top of it, but it's still there for the Blues. Situtu with the pick and go. 40 metres out from their own line now, the Blues. Barrett manages to scramble away from one. Tui Pelotu's there in support. And this is aggressive defence from the Highlanders. 8 minutes gone in the second half. The Blues pinned down in their own territory. Nice little pop pass for Riccatelli. Highlanders in over the top, but it's still there for the Blues again. Tui Pilotu puts the head down. Burrows under, up to halfway. Quick ruck ball. Down the near side they go. Highlanders in, looking to spoil. Christie fires it back for Plummer. Plummer with the crossfield kick. He's looking to hit Talia. Talia allows it to go down for Finn Hurley, and they try and drive him towards the sideline. They drive over the top of it, the Blues. The counter ruck is good, and it's there again for them. Now space out on the left. They play it all the way back to their own side of halfway, and the Highlanders' defense numbers up, forcing them into the kick, and we come back for a penalty. Penalty to the Blues. (16-14), the Blues could take the shot here to try and reclaim the lead. They're going to put it into the corner, though. Okay, take note of that. They've turned down 3 points. Plummer kicks for the corner. $10 gone in the second half. They have knocked back the opportunity at 3. Line out throw. Inside the 22, Riccatelli finds his mark in the middle, and the Blues set up the rolling maul. Driving, they've got good shape on this, and good momentum. The Highlanders, though, get in and spoil, and it holds up now. Talia gets involved. The Blues still marching forward, 5 meters out. It's getting a little bit messy as the Highlanders manage to sneak into the Blues side of the maul. Penalty advantage. That's what they were playing for. Inside the 5 meters, they roll on. Riccatelli's got it to the back, plants it down, and scores the try. The Blues retake the lead. It is Riccatelli, I believe, who's getting up with it. And it's going to be another one of those games. Riccatelli scores another one of those games where nobody from my multi scores tries. $19 points to 16, the conversion to come. Rugby ramblings, ahoy. Who have I got winning? I tipped the Blues in a close one in the pregame. So, obviously, nothing at the moment would be changing my mind. Three points the difference. It's going to go down to the wire. Beauden Barrett with the conversion attempt. Over it goes right down the middle. Bodie Barrett makes no mistake. And the Blues lead 21 points to 16. The game is seesawing here in the second half. Back underway, the Blues secure the kickoff. Clearing kick, up over halfway. A good purchase on it. Highlanders return the kick just outside the 22. Plummer to Barrett in midfield. Barrett clears. Had to rush the kick away. It's gone straight down the middle of the field. And Robinson puts it high. competes for his own kick. Christie loses it backwards, and it's there for the Blues. Well, it was messy, but they'll take it. It's a 2-2 now. Offloads to Barrett, losing ground. But the Blues are there in numbers. Caleb Clark, where's he been tonight? They've kept him very quiet. Told to use it. And Beauden Barrett with the clearance inside Highlanders territory. Big defense from the Blues in midfield. Driving over the top of the Highlanders, but not enough to win the turnover. Still there for the Highlanders. Robinson clears down as far as Beauden Barrett. No real direction on the kick. And the Blues set it up here in midfield. Under no real pressure, no real threat. Barrett, crossfield kick. Talia chasing through. Beating Talia is Robinson, and he gets Tangitau on the outside. Tangitau with support from Fakatava. Fakatava pops it up for Hurley, and the Highlanders level the scores. What a counter-attack try. The Blues caught napping on the short side again. Aimless kicks have been punished tonight. That back three of the Highlanders. Hurley, Tangitau. They have made them pay for aimless kicking. That is the second try from kick return. And we're all locked up again. 21-all. Kick to come from right in front. Hurley gets a double. Unbelievable that we've got back-to-back games with, 5 tries scored and not a single tick off the multi. You wouldn't read about it. Back-to-back games. Conversion successful from Gilbert, and the Highlanders reclaim the lead. 23 points to 21. Oh, this one's going down to the very end. To the very end. Ben Smith, one of the all-time great Highlanders. 56 minutes gone, 23-21. And straight up the middle, the Highlanders have got the break. Fakatava's in support, but he runs away from him. Telea runs away from Fakatava. The Highlanders, though, go back on the attack. They've got numbers to the left. It's 4-on-2. Going on his own, Withy pops the ball back and they spill it forward. What a let-off for the Blues. Big let-off. But the Highlanders... Oh, Defunk, it's feeling very reminiscent to the last game, isn't it? The underdog with a lot of fight. But ultimately, their execution just letting them down. Beauden Barrett now with the clearing kick from inside the 22. Straight up the middle of the field. Straight down the throat of Robinson. And Robinson puts it high. Contests his own kick. It's been lost by Plummer. Fakatava's away. He's brought down inside the 22. Mark Talia holds on for dear life. Try saver from Talia. A big dummy from Vakena. Nobody fell for it. It's still there for the Highlanders. Tava Nawai takes it to 10 out. Still on the attack. Here come the Highlanders. Broughton. One out from the ruck. Dunshay. Bringing it down the near side. When do they break back to the open? Blues in over the top of this one, but go to ground. It's still there for the Highlanders. Fakatava. Send it out left, mate. There's numbers out the wazoo. And that's exactly where they go. 1-on-1 here. Gilbert steps back in field. And the Blues slide across and number up. Talia with another important tackle. The crash ball from Nata. Penalty to the Blues. They got in over the top of that ball. And the Highlanders failed to retain their feet. Highlanders 23-21. Oh, the Highlanders showing us some excitement, huh? Time off for an injury there. The number 21, Nathan Hasty. Oh, no, that's for the Blues. Funaki is down for the Blues in back play. Funaki seems to have banged his wrist up. And what are they looking at here? Potential foul play. Diving in over the top of the ruck. Well, this could be a game changer. Right here could be a game changer. Oh, shoulder to the head of Funaki. Yeah, I'm afraid you can't clean out like that. I don't know that you can clean out like that. This could be a game changer. Yellow card under review. Is that the turning of the game right there? Yellow card. Daniel Leonard-Brown. 10 minutes in the naughty chair at least. And it's going under review. Funaki reeled away from that ruck. We wondered why. Well, we found out why. Mookie, ahoy, mate. The Blues put this into touch up around the 30-meter mark. Right. I've got to get a refill. I didn't bring them in with me. Be right back. Get a refill. Brings an entire six-pack. 20 minutes to play in this one. And it's there for the Highlanders. 40 meters out from the Blues line. Manaza. Ahoy there, mate. This game is looking tight. Very tight. Tight like a tiger. It's going to go down to the wire. Highlanders 23, Blues 21, but a yellow card to Daniel Leonard-Brown. And a knock on now. Highlanders on halfway. Gino Ferracini, ahoy. UFC, ahoy, mate. Yes, Highlanders were rank outsiders in this one. Rank outsiders. It was Dragons level disrespect, UFC, is what it was. Dragons level disrespect to have them so far outside in this game, I thought. The Mad JMO, should you do a live bet? A live bet for... There's still 20 minutes to go. Plenty of time left in this one. Oh, look, UFC, they're favourites with the bookmakers to win the wooden spoon. That's where I'm not saying they're going to win the competition. I'm not saying that they're even going to get in the 8. They're going to be nowhere near the spoon, though. The Dragons with their squad as favourites for the wooden spoon is insanity. 20 minutes to go, 2 points the difference. The Highlanders have 8.5 minutes with Daniel Leonard-Brown in the bin. Defunk says, only bet if you think you know what is going to happen, really. Yeah, there'd be no point throwing money on the Highlanders live at this point. 2 points with 20 minutes to go. 20 minutes in a game of rugby is an absolute eternity. That is such a long time left to play for anything to happen. We've just seen them get carded. They're going to be playing 8 minutes for man down. Yeah, you've got to resist the urge to react impulsively. I would say that much like the last game, we were having that conversation with someone in the chat room in the last game who couldn't understand why the Drua was still paying like $3.50 even though they were ahead on the scoreboard. It's because you would expect the Hurricanes to finish the stronger of the two teams, and they only just did it. They only just did it. But here you would have to think the Blues will find a way, more than likely. And, of course, the advice that I always give, only bet what you can legitimately afford to lose. Penalty here to the Highlanders. They tap and go quickly, thumping the ball downfield, looking for a 50-22. Is there anything this man can't do? Tava Nawai. There is nothing he can't do. Well, it'd be nice if he scored a try tonight. But he's just kicked a 50-22. He's been winning turnover penalties. Tava Nawai turns the Blues around, and the Highlanders will have an attacking line-out. Big line-out throw here. Going to the middle. Fabian Holland brings it down. Into the midfield. Talea plays it back. Hasty fires it down this short side. Quick ruck ball here for the Highlanders. Taylor, 22 out now, just to the right of the post. A standing start for Withy. Hasty manages to break away from the hands that were all over him. Told to release. Tanavai. Hang on. Tavanawai has it at the back of the ruck. A whole play's gone on before I spat his name out. Down the short side now. Gilbert. One-on-one with Mark Talea. Can't beat him. Well defended. The Blues in over the top of the ball. Win the turnover. It's there. Talea now. Sends it out to the left. The counter-attack is on. Barrett puts it through the hands. Rico Ioane, inside ball for Lamb. And Lamb has taken in a good legs tackle. Just outside their own 22. The Blues now stretch it out to the opposite edge. Tui Pilotu's hit hard by Sam Gilbert. And the Highlanders in over the top of this. And the turnover penalty again. Tava Nawai gets the penalty for the Highlanders. And this is kickable if they want it. Tava Nawai points straight to the post and says, we'll have a shot at the three, thanks. Upgraded to a red card while the Highlanders will be playing the final 17 minutes a man down. The remaining 17 minutes, the Highlanders are a man down. Daniel Leonard-Brown upgraded to red. Daniel Leonard-Brown will not be coming back onto the field. His night is done. And immediately pointing to post there, Sam Gilbert puts it over, and the Highlanders lead 26 points to 21. But the big news, Daniel Leonard-Brown upgraded to a red card. The restart lost forward by the Blues, and it will be scrum down Highlanders. Quick break, and we'll be right back here on the Wasted Water Sports. Highlanders win the scrum ball. Robinson with the clearance. Up over halfway. Bowden Barrett. Can he muster up some Barrett magic? He's brought to ground on the halfway line. The Blues in possession. Up to the halfway line they go. To Avo. Down the short side. The basketball pass to Caleb Clark. Can't get the big legs pumping. They've controlled him well tonight. Back into midfield. The Highlanders defense. You can sense the belief in this Highlanders team. Penalty advantage now for the Blues. Right out in front. The cutout pass to Caleb Clark puts the kick through for himself. But it sits up for the Highlanders at the back. Will come back for the penalty. It's right out in front. 40 metres out. Do they take the 3? There's still 12 minutes of the red card remaining. I would be tempted to do it. No, they're going to put it into the corner here. Well, what do I know? What do I know about rugby? Put it into the corner. Well, you know, honestly, if they get the try, it turns out to be a really good call, doesn't it? But they've got to get the try. This is a big line out now. Riccatelli has got to hit his mark. They're inside the 22, about 15 metres out here. Uncontested to the middle. The rolling maul is set. Here they come, the Blues. The Blues, 5 metres out. The rolling maul is still set. They're powering forward. Now it goes to ground. They've still got it up at the back and darting towards the line. The number 20, Choate. Finley Christie's still in there. Oh, just passes it into the back of the head. He wants the penalty. They want to go again here, the Blues. They want to go again. Five metres out. They'll put it into the corner. Oh, he's hurt himself really badly. Twisted awkwardly. "68 minutes gone, and that'll be the end of his night. The Blues lose another one. Brumbies versus the Force coming up next. Still 12 minutes in this one. And then we'll have a little bit of a break and be back for the Brumbies versus the Force. And hopefully we have a little bit more success with the multi in that one. The multis today have been disgraceful. I've only had one tick out of 7 legs. One tick. 7 potential try scorers today. One tick. got a bit carried away, I guess, with last night's win. As Adrian Choate, he'd only just come on in the 60-minute mark, and at the 68-minute mark, he's back off. Injured, poor fella. The Blues put this into the corner. Nine minutes left of the red card. Riccatelli. Another big throw. But he's an experienced campaigner. Goes to the middle and the Blues lose it. It's there for the Highlanders. And Tangitau clears. Not a lot of distance. So it's still on here for the Blues. Line out throw, 22 metres out. The Blues still on the attack. Throw goes to the middle, uncontested. The rolling maul immediately has collapsed. It was just a tackle, so it's play on. And the Blues inside the 22, heading back towards the post. Hands in there from Sean Withy. But the Blues retain possession. Needing quick ruck ball. In over the top of it. Tavanawai again, but a penalty goes to the Blues. Oh, Tavanawai was in over the top of the ball again. Give the man the number 7. Jeez, he's playing 12. Give him number 7. Burrowing away in there. Now, do they think about the 3 here, the Blues? No, Tui Pelotu wants to put it into the corner again. I suppose they've come this far and they've got this near. They kind of need to keep the pressure applied now, don't they? They made the call earlier to knock back the shots at 3. Look, once again, I would have taken it. There's still 10 minutes to play. Make it a 2-point game. The red card to Daniel Leonard-Brown throws the Highlanders' rotation into jeopardy. The Blues go to the middle and they lose the ball. It spills out for the Highlanders who clear it up over halfway. Well up over halfway. A monstrous kick from inside their own 22. It finds touch 30 metres out from the Blues line. They have completely turned them away. Well, was that off the Highlanders? They might have missed a cheeky little Highlander knock on here. And the Blues have been repelled all the way upfield. And I bet they wish they took the 3 now. The line-out is tapped down, but it's loose and lost in midfield. It's going to be a Highlanders scrum. 22 metres out, and tensions are boiling over now for the Blues. They realise just how badly they're cocking this up, and the tensions are boiling. The Highlanders, the belief is well and truly there. 9 minutes to go, 5 points the difference. What an incredible performance it's been so far from the Highlanders. It is an 80-minute game, though, as we know. This is exactly what they did against the Waratahs last week, but they couldn't close it out. Can they close it out tonight? Scrum down, Highlanders feed. It's right in midfield, so there's options left and right. They break away to the near side and take it inside the 22. It's still there for them as the Blues look to spoil. Blues in over the top of it, wrestle it away, and it's there for the Blues. Bringing the ball away outside their 22. This game, the aggression has just lifted. Half a gap opens up in midfield. A bear almost squeaks through. Beauden Barrett looks to grub her through. It's been kept alive by Finn Hurley as he knocks the ball down. The Blues race back and Beauden Barrett thumps it into touch. Finn Hurley is having the game of his life. Traps the ball with his foot. Gets a little toe through on it. Just needed it to sit up. And Harry Plummer has saved the day. It's still Highlanders ball. They'll get the line-out throw. They've got to get the execution right, though. 7 minutes to play. The Highlanders, a red card. Daniel Leonard-Brown. Big line-out throw. They go to the middle. It's secured. And the Highlanders have it in midfield. 10 metres out. Quick ruck ball. Going on a dart himself. Hasty. The pick and go now from Holland. 5 metres out. Pick and go again. And now Vakena. Penalty advantage. Penalty advantage for the Highlanders. Geez, they would take it, wouldn't they? 5 points would become 8. And there it is, right out in front. 5 metres out, they point to the post immediately. They know what needs to be done. 5 minutes left. It will be an 8-point ball game. The Highlanders in the lead. And will the Blues be regretting knocking back those shots at posts earlier in the game now, or earlier in the half? It would have kept them within touching distance, forced the Highlanders to play there. From right out in front, Sam Gilbert will wind the clock down as much as he can. Five points in the lead at the moment. It's surely about to become 8. It does become 8. The Highlanders lead 29-21. Four and a half minutes to play. The Blues go short with the restart, taken by the Highlanders. Why go short if you're not even in position to contest it? Legitimate question. Poor play there from the Blues. Fired back for Robinson to clear. Was Robinson taken after the kick? No. Play on. Beauden Barrett brings it back into Highlanders territory. Finds himself a couple of tired forwards. Has the ball ripped away by Tangitau. And the clearing kick turns the Blues around again. The Highlanders backing their defence. They are just thumping it down into the Blues territory and saying, feel free to run it back at us. And Plummer with the exit. Not a lot of distance made. That's a huge net gain for the Highlanders. 4 minutes to play. The locals are celebrating. They can feel it. 4 minutes to play. 8 points the difference. They have the line out throw. 30 metres out from the Blues line. It's theirs to lose from here, the Highlanders. All right, they've got to throw quickly here. Jack Taylor has got to go. That's been more than 10 seconds, surely. Nick Berry said you've got 10 seconds. They took about 20. Hasty fires it into midfield. Tavanawais hit hard in the tackle. 40 metres out from the line. The Blues need to find a turnover here. Told to use it. Big defence. This is the chance now to drive over the top, but the Highlanders pile in numbers and retain possession. Staying on the short side, keeping the ball in close here, the Highlanders. Nothing frantic. Fabian Holland crawls forward a few more metres. Down the short side, just waiting for the contact. The Highlanders looking to play out the last couple of minutes. Tavanawai down the short side. Blues driving over the top. It's still there, though, for the Highlanders. Number 4's losing his pants. Fabian Holland I wonder if he realizes that his pants are halfway down his legs. Hasty to Tavanawai again, driven backwards in the tackle. This is a little bit too defensive from the Highlanders. They're losing ground, and a penalty here. It starts to become kicking range. They're going back 5 meters every ruck, and if they give away a penalty, it's advantage now for the Highlanders. The penalty comes, but it comes to the Highlanders. That's what they were playing for. The frustration for the Blues was just too much, and they couldn't hold their discipline, and the Highlanders are surely home now. A minute and a half to go. A penalty. And they've called the scrum. Interesting. Ollie is the best. Ahoy, mate. The day's been very exciting so far. We've still got one more game to go. This is an interesting call, this one. A scrum penalty here. The Blues would surely have a crack at posts. Surely you just thump it downfield into the corner, right? They're back in their scrum, though. I just think scrums, they're a lottery. It's a long way out. It'll be a difficult kick. Oh, scrums are uncontested. Scrums are uncontested at the moment, of course. I'm an idiot. Scrums are uncontested because Daniel Leonard-Brown got the red card. Daniel Leonard-Brown got the red card. Suala Ma'u failed a HIA, so can't come back. So scrums are uncontested. All right, that makes it a very logical decision then, in that case. Highlanders have the ball, the Blues aggressively into the ruck, trying to drive over the top. It's there for the Highlanders still. 30 seconds to play out. Ollie is the best, says Reed says ahoy. Ahoy, Reed. 15 seconds left. Still there for the Highlanders. Just keeping it in very close. Hasty fires it back and thumping it into touch. The siren sounds. And the Highlanders have pulled off an impressive victory here today. Against all the odds, this young, resilient Highlanders team, they showed so much heart and determination last week, deserved to beat the Waratahs, but didn't. Ultimately, they fell a little short. But they've brought that same intensity and that same belief here this week against the Blues, and they walk away with a famous victory. What an unbelievable effort. And the Blues have fallen. Could not respond to the pressure that the Highlanders dished up. What an absolutely incredible game. They did it for Connor Garden-Bachop. Let's not rule that out. The emotion that was on display at the start of this game, the salute to for the honor of Connor Garden-Bachop and a 15,000 faithful crowd got behind the home team on this occasion. You can't count out things like that for how they can lift a team. I'd forgotten about that because I was kind of late starting. Wow, what a game. What an effort by the Highlanders. An amazing performance. Ben Hurley, man of the match, was he? Well deserved. Well deserved. Truly deserved. He was outstanding, the fullback for the Highlanders. That is a name that we'll probably be seeing a lot more of in the future. Whew, okay, wow. 7 legs of multis so far today. 1 hit. It's a good thing that I'm playing with profits. The profits from last night. The big win in the Reds Moana Pacifica game. Anyway, fingers crossed for the next one, right, Matty Colkin? Fingers crossed for the next one. It could be Australian teams that get the job done for me today. As we've got Tizzano, Tom Wright, and Ben Donaldson, anytime try scorers. Fingers crossed. Wow. 29-21, the Highlanders. I need a screen to switch over to as we continue to build this broadcast. I've got all my stats screens now sorted out. I just now need to find a way to cycle through them manually so that I don't have to keep remembering to do it myself. But that's all good. We've got those set up and those all cycle through. I've got to remember to do it. Now what we need, I think, is a screen with the Super Rugby table that's all updated, live, ready to go at the end of each game so that I can switch over to the chat and we can have a look at where both teams are. It's obviously a little bit irrelevant this early in the tournament, but it'll be something for us to add later on. Wow. Okay, so 7 legs of same game multis, only 1 hit. Cam Roigard, anytime try scorer. Apart from that, everyone else has been scoring tries. There's been so many tries scored. That's the bizarre thing. So many tries have been scored today, and only 1 of my try scorer picks have hit. We'll see for the next game. Brumbies versus Force coming up soon here on the Waste of Water Sports. I think it's in about half hour. So in about 30 minutes' time, we'll be back. We'll be up and running as Super Rugby continues for week 2. Brumbies versus the Force, an all-Australian affair. Thank you so much for joining us for this one. And we will see you very, very soon for that next game here on the Wasted Water Sports. Cheers.
Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and 10 pence less from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the 2 and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With the laugh and the cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a load, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our steins. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. passion and laughs are true. Oh, the wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer.